Welcome back to Good Evening KU. I'm Jonah Kahn.
And I'm Charlotte James, and we've had a lot to talk about today to open our show. This past weekend was Easter. Did you celebrate?
I did not, did you?
I did. I didn't get to go home, unfortunately. But my mom did come up Friday.
That's awesome.
And I got to spend some time with her and my friends, and she brought me a little Easter basket. And I went to Mass yesterday and got to go to brunch.
How fun.
And it was great.
Awesome.
It was good. But this weather today.
This weather's great.
Oh my gosh.
And this weekend it was
heavenly.
great. Also, Beyonce's album came out this weekend, Cowboy Carter.
That is true. I mean, a lot of artists have been releasing a lot of new music recently.
This is so true.
Hosier released, Ariana Grande released, Beyonce obviously.
Yeah.
You a big music guy?
Yes,
I
am.
too. Me too. Today's April Fool's Day.
It is April Fool's Day.
April Fool's Day. Have you heard any good jokes?
I've
Any
not
tricks?
yet.
No?
I've not.
In choir earlier today, we flipped sides on where we were sitting. So when the director came in, he was all confuzzled.
That's funny.
It was funny. I also saw on Instagram a picture of Johnny Furphy. And it said that he was entering the transfer portal, and I had a mini heart attack. I was like, no. But also, there's apparently a new fossil that's been found. The Jayhawk has been found fossilized. So naturally, it just supports the Jayhawk cause and rallies the troops for even more school spirit than we already have.
Some great promotion for us.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, do you have anything planned for April Fool's Day?
Not really.
No? How about the rest of the week?
Yes.
Yes, what do you have going on?
Some exciting stuff. I'm working the special election tomorrow.
That's exciting.
For the stadiums possibly moving and possible renovations.
Wow, that's big.
It is big, yeah.
A lot of Chiefs fans going to be out there voting for it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Anything going on the rest of the week, though?
No, do you have anything?
I got a paper to write. I think my dad might come down and visit for a day.
Awesome.
I'm going to have some friends over tonight to watch the Iowa-LSU game, which is good. I'm from Iowa, so naturally I got to tune in for that.
We are heading into the end of March Madness.
End of March Madness. It is April now, but we are wrapping up March Madness still.
For sure.
How's your bracket doing?
I did not create one this year.
I see. I had Houston winning it all for the men's, so that ended unfortunately for me.
It did,
but that's all I really have. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think I do.
Okay, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we will be back with a very special guest.
See how angry students get when you leave your laundry in the washer or dryer without setting a timer? Don't be that guy. To help resolve this issue, contact housing@ku.edu.
Hi, I'm Jake, and today we're going to be looking at how rap music is performed in other countries. First up, we're going to be scurrying over to Egypt to see Mohammed Ramadan, who's gained over 250 million views for his hit song Mafia.
علينا يا ابني لو مش مصدقنا جبناها من تحت الصفر بسرعه بدأنا ولا مره افترينا على حد واتجرأنا ببعت رساله للي حطتني جوه راسه.
In Kenya, Africa, Papa Jones has millions for his song Leave Me Alone.
Leave me alone, leave me alone. I tell her I mean, leave me alone. I tell her I mean, leave me alone. I tell her I mean. munabambika na vako zile nyuso mampasho ile idhani ko haso mimi kipanguza jasho munaeneza udaku ndiyo mwongezo za macho lakini nakula kichapo kofi soki na kahasho tangu niende komasho nimekuwa controversial ngori zile niko nazo zimenilete vikwazo.
German rapper Capital Bra, who's originally Russian, has over 99 million views for his song Berlin Leapt.
Ghetto war in meiner Welt nur Parazit. Ich komm auf die Bühne und schreib Berlin Leapt. Kein deutschen Postkolleg, der Schriftvertrag wird abgelehnt. Ich komm auf die Bühne und schreib Berlin Leapt. Fick die ganzen Hater, ich verteile gutes Bait ab an Kunden aus Bayern mit dem Kontostand von Neymar.
Let's head over to Tokyo, Japan to see Chanmina, who's a Korean-Japanese artist responsible for the song Doctor. In Argentina, rapper Dalam has over 108 million views for this music session. A famous boy band in Singapore is Forest Park Boys. Here's a clip from their song Lotus. Finally, let's head over to Iran in the Middle East, where we have Salam MC, who is the very first Iranian female rapper.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back, I'm Elena.
And I'm Jack. This is your Monday Good Evening KU News Update.
A rare total solar eclipse is happening on April 8th. The path of the totally will not include eastern Kansas, so the closest place for a complete eclipse will be in southwest Missouri. The even will still be noticeable in Lawrence next Monday, and make sure to wear specialized eye protection for solar viewing.
The Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore collapsed last Tuesday after a massive container ship lost power and crashed into the bridge, sending people and vehicles into the river below. 6 people are presumed to be dead. President Joe Biden said he's committed to helping rebuild the bridge as soon as possible. The city will open up a temporary shipping route around the wreckage, but the timing of that is still unclear.
King Kong and Godzilla exceeded all expectations with an $80 million opening this weekend. Godzilla x Kong: The New Empire had been expected to bring in between 50 to 55 million. The film marked the second biggest weekend opening of a film this year, behind the science fiction film Dune Part 2.
The Israeli military announced completion of its targeted operation at Shifa Hospital in Gaza this Monday after killing 200 militants and arresting 500 others during a siege. The military says the operation was carried out as a result of intelligence indicating Hamas is using the hospital as a military headquarters. The siege drew outcries from hospital officials and global leaders, referring to it as a crime against humanity. Israelis are now protesting and calling for earlier elections to oust Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who many believe has put his political survival ahead of the broader interests of the Israeli people.
The Lawrence community brought their spring colors and Easter baskets to the Dole Institute of Politics on Saturday for the 8th Easter egg roll with Dole. Easter egg hunts, candy, crafts, and a bunny cuddling station were just a few of the activities that the free event provided.
As the weather gets warmer, KU students like to be outside as much as possible, and now you can enjoy lunch outside at least once a week. KU will be hosting a food truck Wednesdays throughout April from 11 a.m. until 1 p.m. each Wednesday. Food items include KC barbecue, Mexican food, and traditional hamburgers. The trucks will rotate locations each week.
That's all we have for news. For more in sports, we'll toss it over to Kira and Jacob.
Thanks, Milena. March Madness continues into April this week as women's NCAA tournament completes its Sweet 16 and Elite 8 rounds. Just 8 teams remain standing after South Carolina beat Oregon State 70-58, and North Carolina State defeated Texas 76-66. Tonight, Iowa will play LSU at 7:15 p.m. at MVP Arena in Albany, and South Carolina takes on UConn at 9:15 in Moda Center in Portland.
The men's Final Four is set. First up, we have NC State, who won the ACC over North Carolina. Surprisingly, they just ended up the 11th seed in the South, but that did not matter as they beat Texas Tech, Oakland, 2-seed Marquette, and 4-seed Duke to make it to the Final Four. They'll be taking on a very strong 1-seed in the Midwest, which is Purdue. Purdue had a spectacular regular season with a 33-4 record, but unfortunately they did not win the Big Ten. This did not matter, however, as they claimed the 1-seed in the Midwest and plowed their way through Grambling, Utah State, Gonzaga, and the 2-seed Tennessee to make it to the Final Four. On the other side of the bracket, we have the champion of the West, Alabama, who tragically did not win the SEC tournament, but made their way through the bracket, beating the 4-seed in Charleston, GCU, the 1-seed North Carolina, and a team they commonly play in football, Clemson, who they beat 89-82 last Saturday to make to the Final Four. Bama, however, will have a tall task ahead of them as they'll be taking on the defending champ UConn. UConn had a tremendous year so far, cruising through the regular season at 35-3. They won the Big East and then crushed the tournament, beating Stetson, Northwestern, and in 2023 national championship rematch against San Diego State, UConn crushed San Diego State 82-52. Then they beat Illinois to make it to the Final Four.
No more basketball for the Jayhawks, but the spring sports are in full swing.
Yes, the baseball team swept BYU this weekend in Utah. Top move into the 5th place in the Big 12 conference standings. KU is now 15-10 overall and 7-5 in the conference. They'll play a midweek game in Wichita State on Wednesday before hosting West Virginia next weekend at the Hugland Ballpark.
The softball team was not so lucky. The Jayhawks hosted number 1 Oklahoma for 3 sold-out games in Aroka Ballpark and lost all 3. After getting blown out 17-0 on Saturday, KU did manage a respectable 7-3 loss on Sunday to salvage any good feelings. Kansas will travel to Nebraska tomorrow before heading out to Iowa State for a weekend series against the Cyclones. KU is now 22-11 and 1 overall, and also 7-5 in the Big 12 Conference.
The women's golf team wrapped up a trip to Phoenix with a 15th place finish at Ping Arizona State Invitational. Junior Lily Hurst was the Jayhawks' top finisher in 45th place. The team will play next in Dallas at Verdicts Bank Showdown on April 8th and 9th.
The track and field team split up with half the team at LSU and the other half at Stanford. In Louisiana, Gabby Gibson broke her own school record in the 100-meter hurdles with a time of 12.99, which is the 4th best time in the country.
And out in California, senior Chandler Gibbons added yet another school record to his resume with a 10K time of 28:12:14. Gibbons now holds 3 KU records, including the all-time best times in the indoor and outdoor 5Ks.
You'll get a chance to see both Gibson and Gibbons and all the KU athletes in a couple weeks at the KU Relays at Rock Chalk Park. The relays will be held from April 18th to 20th, with the Rock Chalk Classic the following Saturday, April 27th.
That's it for sports. After the break, Emma will be here with the weather.
Such a pretty day for a walk, Blue. Oh, one sec, let me tie my shoe. Stay right there. Blue! Blue, where are you going? Come back. Blue, come back.
From adversity, we rose. We made history and became pioneers, voyagers, champions, Jayhawks. And when our chant rises, haunting and hallowed, Jayhawks are telling the world what's near. Victory.
Welcome back to Good Evening KU. I'm Emma here with your weekly weather outlook. So the weather today obviously has been a little bit tumultuous, and that is planned to increase throughout the rest of the day and into the night. We are at a severe weather risk today at around 3 p.m. After that, though, we are going to be looking at an increase in temperature throughout the week, aside from tomorrow when we are going to see a pretty big dip in temperatures down into the 50s. However, after that, the increase in temperatures will be climbing throughout the week, into the weekend, and into next week. The rest of the week is also planning to bring sunny but windy clouds and windy skies and more clouds into next week and throughout the weekend. Taking a look at our current temperatures right now, we're looking at about 79 degrees here in Lawrence, and it's about the same everywhere else except for Topeka, where it's raising to a pretty high 82 degrees, and with this humidity, it can feel a lot closer to the 90s no matter where you are. Taking a look outside, we can see those clouds over the stadium and over the campus, and those clouds are going to be increasing throughout the night and into tomorrow as well. Our current conditions, we're looking at a high of about 79 degrees with partly cloudy skies and pretty strong winds around 17 miles per hour. That humidity is also at 52%, which is a pretty big change from what we've been seeing lately. Looking at our hourly planner, we're obviously going to be seeing a decrease in temperatures as the night goes on, but with some rain into the afternoon, starting again at around 3 p.m., but really picking up into the night between 6 and 8 p.m., and then around 10 p.m. we're going to be seeing a little bit of a decrease of those thunderstorms and more into just a steady downpour of rain throughout the rest of the night. Taking a look at our radar right now, obviously we can see those clouds that are coming up, and they will be continuing to come up from the south the rest of the day and night into tomorrow. Tonight's forecast, we're looking at a low of about 41 degrees with again those scattered thunderstorms into the night and eventually subsiding into just a pretty steady rain. Wind speeds are about 10 to 20 miles per hour, and the humidity is actually going to increase even more than it is now to about 80%. Tomorrow's forecast, we're looking at a high of about 55 degrees, definitely a change from what we're seeing today. Again, more clouds with occasional rain in the morning that will most likely subside as we go further along the day, but those wind speeds are still going to be picking up, and again, the humidity, we're looking at about 69%. For our sports forecast, the softball team tomorrow is planning to head out to Lincoln, Nebraska, and there they will be facing about a high of 56 degrees with, again, cloudy skies. However, compared to here, those cloudy skies will be dispersing as the day goes on. They are also looking at higher wind speeds similar to us with an average of about 23 miles per hour. This weekend at the Wyoming Cowboy Classic, the golf team will be in Arizona. And throughout the weekend, you're looking at an average high of about 71 degrees, and that is all peaking at 80 degrees on Thursday. Again, cloudy skies and higher wind speeds, specifically on Friday and into Saturday. Taking a look at our extended forecast, again, we're seeing a dip in temperature Tuesday and Wednesday, but after that, we're seeing a pretty steady rise all the way up to about 73 degrees on Monday. Again, more winds, lots of wind, and some sun as we go further into the week. That's all I have for weather. Thank you for tuning in to Good Evening KU, and we'll see you next week.